Share your screen with your audience. Okay. Oh, that's sick. Okay. So I'm going through a new thing here. Wonder how that works. Wob, 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 wob. Wonder if that's even working. Okay, so this is working. Let's not do a little mind warp there. Okay, so I'm just getting on here really just to do something very quick. Nothing too fancy. This is just going to be an unlisted video that's going to be on the Twitter. I really just wanted to give this a shot and see if this was going to work. I'd like to start doing a maybe a weekly video. Okay, let me fill you in a little bit since all you know me from is really my Twitter. I've changed on Twitter 1,000 times. I've been sort of a chameleon, if you want to call me that. I originally started off just as some dumbass high schooler with a stupid account, and that's why I have 40,000 tweets. It's because I was just the guy that would tweet literally back in the day, like we're talking like 2010, 2011. I was hitting the tweet limit at the time, and I think it might have been like 100 tweets an hour, and I I used to hit it consistently. I used to hit it all the time, and it was really, if you went back and looked at the quality of my tweets, they were horrible. There was nothing of any substance, but it was just kind of a thing to say that we had done, just to say we had done it. And we used that account just basically for social media for the longest time. And then I became a person who wanted to use my account, my Twitter, for stock trading for the most part. I started my own business. I opened up my own website, was able to sell services to people, and I did that for about 2 years or so. So if you were to go back down to my Twitter or search by a lot of the stock symbols, ticker symbols, you probably find a bunch of my old tweets that were all basically talking about just old stocks on my Twitter. Like I was a different person, completely different person. And I think I recognize a couple people. I will say when I first got back onto Twitter, like it was during COVID, really. I quit stock trading, and then I basically just went back to a social media thing for a couple of years. And then COVID happened, and I got interested in baseball memorabilia, like I think a lot of people did. That's why the cards all caught on really quick again. Basically, I started realizing that was kind of the path that I wanted to take. So I just kind of made my Twitter about that again. I'll never forget, it was when I was a kid, this stuff used to fascinate me. All this stuff used to really fascinate me. And as the time went on, I just grew up. I kind of just kind of grew up. I mean, when you're 13 to 18, the last thing you're talking or thinking about is, people that played baseball back in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, 50s, and then on. Even it was hard enough for me to watch baseball at that point. Modern day baseball, I couldn't stand watching it. So when COVID happened, it kind of got me back into the loop of things, wanting to reconnect with people. And I think I came across a B Smile tweet, I want to say Baseball by B Smile, which I will wholeheartedly say one of the worst accounts on Twitter. That and that baseball nut bullshit. It's just consistently once a year. It's like retweeting their own old tweets. It's a fucking machine. I don't like that account at all. Those accounts whatsoever. But at the time when I first got into it, they were quite consequential for me getting back into this. Just kind of rehashing my emotions and feelings for the sport. Basically, I had just kind of started doing this again, and I've been collecting like crazy for the last 3 years or so. We'll call it 3 years, and it's been a great time. It's been a fantastic time. There's been so many achievements that I would call achievements that have occurred. I will say though, like right now is probably the most bored I've ever been. There is so little to collect for me at this point. My whole intention was just to do Baseball Hall of Famer autographs all the way from inception, 1936, 1939, to 2024, the modern day, however long, even next year, 2025's class, and then so. The thing was, though, I got myself down to the last 3 autographs that I need. And it's not like I own a Cap Anson autograph. A lot of those autographs are just far too expensive to even consider purchasing. They don't make much sense. Like, why would I go out? I'm a 27-year-old dude that's not living on, $1 million bank account. I'm somebody who goes to a job like a normal person, sustains their life through their employment, and on their days off or whatever time, extra money they get from their paychecks, they'll take it and put it into the hobby they like to do. So for me, to achieve so much in such a short amount of time, of where when I was younger, I really thought it would be practically impossible to try to get these autographs caught up the way that I have in such a short amount of time. I never thought in 1,000 years I'd have a Lou Gehrig signed baseball. I never thought in a billion years. Like when I first started collecting again, I remember tweeting out like, which one will be better for the gallery? Were we going to do a Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth signed baseball, or are we going to do a Lou Gehrig and then a Babe Ruth signed baseball? And one of my best friends had mentioned, had just kind of let me know. He was like, no, you should do 2. And I was, there's so much, it's so expensive. It's going to be hard enough just to find a ball with Lou Gehrig on it. And then, of course, a Babe Ruth's going to be a pain in the ass. So to get to this point where I'm at now and own a Ty Cobb, own a Lou Gehrig, own a Cy Young, own a Honus Wagner, own a Tris Speaker, which at the time I didn't even really know anything about, but come to find out he's a very big name. I think a lot of people just don't really know about who these players are or what the umpires did, or the importance of these guys. I mean, really, there's a lot to it that I don't think everybody thinks about on a daily basis, because it's just information you never really need. It's not like there's a trivia game out there that's like, how many hot dogs did Babe Ruth eat on a train before he had a seizure and people thought he was dead? I couldn't tell you the answer, but that's a true story. You have to look that up. It's funny. I don't know. It's just there's a lot going on in my own personal life. I mean, I've been myself physically, mentally, spiritually, I've been fucking great. I've probably never been better. I have achieved my highest of goals that I've wanted to achieve at this point. I'm not married or anything. I'm still single, which is completely fine with me. I have no ambition to rush into anything like that. My intention is to solely focus on my career, focus on this gallery. I hope it all pans out. I'm not going to lie. Things are odd. I know how life gets sometimes, where, you think you're going to be able to do something, then you never really get around to being able to do it. I hope and I pray that's not the case for me. I live somewhere that is very important for my goals, with it being, I'm right outside of Delaware, Ohio. And if you've ever been, you probably haven't ever been to Delaware, Ohio, but if you've been to Columbus, you know that we have the Columbus Clippers baseball team, minor league. Used to be Yankees minor league affiliate. It's where Derek Jeter got his start, was over at Cooper Stadium. About 20-ish minutes away from here, 30-ish minutes away. That team ended up becoming the Columbus Clippers for the They just relocated stadiums, and then they became the minor league for the Indians. So that's all we've really got for baseball here, but it's still better than nothing. Branch Rickey got his law degree up in Delaware at Ohio Wesleyan, and of course, I mean, Branch Rickey is the most important person I would say probably in my life is that holds historical value. Of course, that's going to be my family and my friends that are going to be my absolute most important people. But historically speaking, Branch is the single person I try to live up to the standards of that man, along with Stan Musial. But to be able to build something in his honor and his image, and for all the rest of the ball players, is going to be just an amazing, beautiful thing. And I hope that the city of Delaware, we have one sign. We have one sign, State Route 23, that extends up from the corporation limit from Columbus up until up at Delaware, right when you get into Delaware. That whole strip of road, which is about 4.5 miles, is called Branch Rickey Memorial Highway. And what's really nice about that is at least everybody gets to pass it every single day. The thing I just recently had noticed or found out about was that there was actually some of the sporting facilities up in Delaware are named after Branch, and I think that's another nice thing to see that his name still lives on up there. So that's why that's why I want the gallery to be a thing. It's really just about getting all these autographs into a building or a facility somewhere where we can show these all off, have little placards for who the players are, talk about who they were, the men they were, the character that they displayed day in and day out, and just bring further knowledge and further education to why these men are needed to be remembered. Aside from just being baseball players, they were most of the time. I mean, most of these guys, I wouldn't say half of them, but probably about a quarter, maybe a fifth of them were veterans. That's another thing that I think a lot of people need to remember is that a lot of these people were armed service members that went to war over baseball. And we can't let that go unspoken. We have to continue to talk about that. So basically, as an update to where we're at right now, I'd like to be able to show my screen. Let me see if I can do that. I'm interested if I can do it, because if I can, then this would be absolutely amazing for us going forward. It'd be absolutely amazing going forward. I would be so happy to know that I could throw this up on okay, wow. So I actually am able, wow, no kidding. Okay, so I can actually come back and look at that. So there's actually going to be me in the bottom right. Okay, very cool. Let me just type in, because if I can get away with this would be really, really, really cool. I'm pulling this up just to see how cool. Let me just go ahead and click on this. Oh, okay. Okay. So now I understand why then that would be. So I would have to come back to this. Okay, so there is a few levels to it then. Or Or no, it's not. No, it's absolutely not. So then if I were to look up yeah, it's just as long as okay, so I'll have to do a little bit of moving around and stuff, but try to open that up and another thing. Okay, very good. And then we'll just go back. See, I love this because this gives me all the ample room that I want for displaying fake autographs, because that's kind of my intention, is to get to a point where I can, I mean, hell, let's just go find one right now. Let's just find one right now. This is what I do all the time. And I was just kind of thinking, like, if I could go through here and do videos where I actually just, wow, that's a nice one. If I were just to go through, like, look, $625. Of course, this is not going to be on the screen because I'm looking at it now, but this one here, $625. I mean, you can just see by looking at it, it's garbage. That one looks fine. Oh, okay. Okay, so I can do that then. Yeah, okay. Very cool. Okay, so let's say I do that. I have to come back to that. See, I've just got to get rid of that one setting, but that's fine. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm a fan of this. I'm a big fan of this. Okay. So, yeah, I mean that's basically all I wanted to say tonight. This was kind of more or less an experiment. I'll probably end up just doing this exact same discussion again sometime in the future, but yeah, that was really all I wanted to kind of stop in and say. I mean, there's really not much to what I wanted to say. I mean, I'm just shocked that I've got this thing working the way that it does, because my dream is just to be able to show how things on eBay are just so terrible. Because I've gotten okay, so again, really quickly, because I hate to make this 20 minutes. The thing that really kills me a lot about the thing that really kills me about collecting now is if there's somebody here in the chat, can you put something in the comments? I want to see if that comes up. It's got to be somebody from my Twitter. I'd like to see if whoever that is can put something in the comments while I'm talking. That'd be nice to see. Oh, and they're gone. Anyway, I'm just really happy to know, that I can go in and do things with my Twitter now and go in and just show off. I was literally going to get X Premium so I could stream like this, and I don't think it'd work as well as this because this is great. So, starting next week, I'll probably be doing this probably Monday, maybe Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as long as time permits, and maybe we can start doing something. I think that'd be really cool, and to get eBay to change the way they have listings on their website. I am so sick and tired of every single time I go on eBay, and it's been like this for decades, going on eBay, looking for a Mickey Mantle or Joe DiMaggio, and having to do so much extra work just to make sure that it's an authentic piece. When I'm buying from a marketplace that's supposed to be reputable and able to show me that I'm buying authentic goods. So, yeah, that's it. That's a stream. Thank you. Catch you. Bye-bye. We'll catch you later. Bye-bye.